I don't believe in status and all. We all are humans and equal. I believe in the equality. So don't think about this rich and poor. John said calmly, and this time the man smiled. I like what you say, he said, and John nodded. So now, can we meet Taehyung? I'm dying to see him, because our son really prized him a lot, Mehak said, and they all smiled. Taehyung, his mother called him, and he came with refreshments. He was smiling and calm, but because unaware that what was going to happen, his whole life was going to change. Come, sit. His mother made him sit in front of the guest. They started, and getting nervous, he looked at them and then again started playing with his fingers. Taehyung, how are you, son? Mehak said, and started the conversation. I'm good, auntie, they replied in a low voice, and looked at his sister, who was smiling. Taehyung was not getting the reason for the smile, which was not her parents' and sister's smile. So, what do you do? Again a question. I'm a teacher, they replied, and Mehak smiled at her nervousness. She was starting examining Taehyung, who was seated just in front of him. His eyes were shivering. He was biting his lips and playing with his finger, reminded Mehak herself. So, what do you think about family? Mehak asked again. Family means family. Your family is your identity, and without it, we're nothing, he said, which made Mehak smile. If it's come to your happiness or your family, who will you choose, yourself or your family? Mehak again asked. They looked at him and tried to understand this exam. He was not understanding why all these questions were asking to him. Of course, my family. My happiness belonged to them. I gave priority to their happiness than mine, they answered, which made relaxed Mehak. Thank you, son. You really solved my heavy problem, Mehak said, and he looked up. Well, like your son, I'm here with the proposal of my son for you. Our answer is yes, Mehak said, and their eyes winded, while his parents jumped in happiness. We all are glad that you like our son, but we want to meet your son. After that we can give you our answer. That's it. Of course, whatever you want, come our house. And after that, want to inquire about us. We don't have any problem with that. You can take your time. But we want your answer as well. John said, and Taehyung's father smiled and nodded. John went out and bring the boxes of fruits and sweets from the car. What's this? Miss Kim asked. Some sweets. John said while Mehak got up and went toward Taehyung. You're perfect for my Jungkook, Mehak said and hugged him. We all come soon, Mehak said and parted away. Jungkook, they whispered. They all started their bikes and Taehyung family and walked out, while Jimin started walking back to Taehyung. We are going to make you our brother-in-law, he hugged Taehyung and smiled happily while Taehyung was still shocked. Just be ready. Jimin kissed his cheeks and walked out. Imagine if he is like them, then how would his brother be? Taehyung's little sister pointed toward the kiss, which Jimin placed on his cheeks. Mehak turned to her and tried to understand what she wanted to say. As he understood, her sister winked at him and ran inside while his cheeks were heated up. Stupid, they said, and went inside. His heart started beating. What just happened? They walked toward his room and was about to think about the proposal. He stood in front of his mirror, and Jimin's word was start ringing in his ear. We're going to make you our brother-in-law. A sudden smile will appear on his lips, which relays in his eyes. Cook, where are you? Jimin called Jungkook, who was still in the office. I'm in the office. Actually, I was busy with some preparations, he said while checking that presentation, which he completed. Come home now. I'm waiting. With that, he cut the call, and Jungkook smiled. All day he was restless. He wanted to go home. He wanted to know what happened there. He wanted to know the answer to the questions running in his mind. But he stopped himself. He doesn't want to show himself. He doesn't want him parent to see that craziness about the boy he has never seen. Only he knows how to manage to stop himself in the office. But as he talked to Jimin, he immediately closed all his work and took car keys and walked out from the office. He drove home. As he reached home, he saw his whole family were seated in the hall. He reached near them in the hall and almost fell on the sofa. He greeted them and closed his eyes to relax his mind. All day was so exhausted to him. He wasn't busy in that endless meeting, presentations, and paperwork, but most of it he was busy in thinking about the boy named Taehyung. This only name made him tired because he never tried to any work of his name and didn't let him do anything. He tried and tried, but again and again was lost in his thought. Where were you, son? We waited for you the whole day. Max started and looked at his son. Mom, I was busy at work, but you all are started awake, he said, and looking at the clock, which showed 10 of the night. We're waiting for you, and I am so disappointed with you, you said, and Jungkook turned to her. Now what did I do? You know, I always come late, he said, and they all turned to the voice of Snore. Jimin and Jihyo were laying on the carpet floor with their eyes closed. They fell asleep while waiting for Jungkook. All John family were laughed and looked at them who was deeply in the slumber and was hugged each other's feet. See, my cute son fell asleep because they were also waiting for you, Max said, and they looked at her son. Jungkook, you should come early, at least today, when we are going to, and your in-laws to see your bride. You started, and he narrowed his head. What? Don't give me that look. Mom really doesn't like Taehyung. Dad also reject her, you said, and Jungkook jumped on his seat. What? Are you mad? If you know all this, then you have to happen then. Why are you singing the song of Taehyung's name in front of me? God, you boy really messed all the day. I was all day thinking about the boy, and now you're saying that? Before he could complete, they all were burst into love, leaving the completely shocked. See, Mom, I told you, he's too urged to know what happened there, and did we like the boy or no? But he's not taking interest in him because he's not showing to us. You said, and Jungkook both parents nodded with a huge grin on their face. I didn't know that my son was started thinking about my son-in-law, Max said, and he felt embarrassed. Cook, don't be shy, okay? It's your would-be wife, work to be yours. God, he's so shyly, you said, and making Jungkook's heart flutter. Stop teasing my son, you. Son, we will like him, and I personally like him. Huh? With me? But why? I mean, you meet him, right? And why? He said, and didn't know why he became nervous to meet him. Son, he's the father of a son. He wants security that the boy he selected for his son is suitable for him, John said, and he nodded. So tomorrow they're coming. Be at home so you can meet him, Max said, and he nodded. Or anyone can say anything further. Mom, I think we should stop now. You serve my dinner. I'll just come. Jungkook said, and Max smiled, nodding that. What Jungkook is gonna do? He got up from the sofa and removed his coat and tie. He folded his sleeves to his elbow and then leaned on them, who was snoring continuously. Jungkook picked up Jimin in his arm. He immediately hugged Jungkook. Jungkook smiled and held him. He walked toward their room and slowly put Jimin in the bed. Jungkook put a blanket on him and went to take Taehyung. Jungkook carried him in his room and put him in the bed. Mehak waited for Jungkook to return, but he didn't. Mehak started walk toward Jimin and Jihope's room, and she entered the room. Her lips were formed into a huge smile, looking at her three sons. They all were deeply asleep. Jungkook was in the middle, and both Jimin and Jihope's head were placed on their chest. They were looking cute, sleeping together. Mehak's eyes filled up with tears, with happiness. She thanked God for blessing her with so much, with such adorable sons.